Alright, in this video we will learn how to find the exact value of each trigonometric function. Now notice that these will all be special angles. Alright, they will be multiples of either pi over 2 or pi over 3 or pi over 4 or pi over 6. Well, secant is one of these reciprocal trig functions, and remember that secant is the reciprocal of the cosine function. Okay, so if I want to evaluate the secant of 0, then that's the same thing as the reciprocal of cosine. Why do I keep putting things? The reciprocal of cosine 0. So what is cosine 0? So I can stick a 1 over it and make it my reciprocal. Let's look at our unit circle. Okay, well, 0 is right here on the unit circle, of course. Alright, we're beginning right there. Now the coordinates of this point are 1, 0. Now on the unit circle, the x value is the cosine, so this should be the cosine of 0. I keep putting things. And the y value is the sine, so this should be the sine of 0. Okay, so the cosine of 0 is 1. I don't really need the sine right now. So the point is cosine of 0 is 1. So substituting that in, that makes this 1 over 1. So the secant of 0 is 1. Okay, what about the secant of 4 pi over 3? First of all, let's talk reference angles. When it's a special angle like this, the reference angle is just going to be pi over the denominator. So I know the reference angle is going to be pi over 3. Okay, so remember that we know the secant is the reciprocal of the cosine function. So let's just find the cosine of 4 pi over 3, and then whatever we get, we'll just take the reciprocal of it. Let's take a look at our unit circle and find 4 pi over 3. These green ones are the pi over 3's. So this is 1 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3. You know, of course they're already labeled, so I'm not sure why I did that. Just good practice. So here's 4 pi over 3. Now remember that the x value is the cosine. So if I want the cosine of 4 pi over 3, all I need to do is look at the x value, and I see that that is negative 1/2. It's right there. Okay, so the cosine of 4 pi over 3 is going to be negative 1/2, which means the secant of 4 pi over 3 will be the reciprocal of this. So that's going to be negative 2. Alright, so that's how you can do it if you have a special angle. And just use your unit circle. Using a filled-in unit circle always feels a little bit like cheating to me, so let me show you what you would do if you did not have a unit circle. Now remember that we could write these 6 values down in the margin of our paper or on scratch paper at any moment, because we've memorized these 3 and we know how to get the other 3. So when we look at the cosine of 4 pi over 3, we think to ourselves that's going to be the same thing as the cosine of the reference angle, pi over 3, except for maybe it needs to be negative. And we can quickly figure out whether or not it needs to be negative by just glancing at a picture. And we don't need to see a completed unit circle. We can just draw our own very swiftly. Okay, so these are pi over 3's. So if I go 4 pi over 3, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 pi over 3. So this is definitely going to be negative, all right? Cosine is x value, and in the third quadrant, which is where we are, x values are negative. So I'm definitely going to need a negative on it. Now, cosine of pi over 3 is right on our little chart. That's 1/2. So that means we're going to have negative 1/2. And like we said before, since it's secant, it's got to be the reciprocal. So that's why we're going to wind up with -2, because we do the reciprocal. All right, that feels better. I felt like I was cheating.